Tom. Lesson 2. What kind of music do you like? Present tense. Questions and answers. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. Is Ava having a conversation with Peter?
No, she isn't having a conversation with Ava. Ava is having a conversation with
No,
Jacob.
she isn't having a conversation with Peter. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. Who is Ava having a conversation with?
Jacob. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob.
Jacob. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. She's having a conversation with Jacob. What is Ava doing with Jacob?
A conversation. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob.
A conversation. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. She wants to know what kind of music he likes. What does Ava want to know from Jacob?
What kind of music Jacob like?
What kind of music Jacob likes? Ava wants to know what kind of music he likes. She wants to know what kind of music he likes. Who wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes?
Ava want to know what kind of music
Ava.
Jacob likes.
Ava wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes. Does she want to know what kind of music Jacob dislikes?
No. She wants to know what kind of music
No,
he likes.
she doesn't want to know what kind of music he dislikes, he hates. She wants to know what kind of music he likes. So she asks him about his favorite kind of music. Does she ask him about his favorite kind of music?
No.
Yes, she asks him about his favorite kind of music. Ava asks him about his favorite kind of music. Does Ava ignore Jacob's favorite kind of music?
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't ignore his favorite kind of music. Ava asks him about his favorite kind of music. What does Ava ask Jacob about?
His favorite kind of music. I've asked Jacob
His
about
favorite
his
kind of
favorite
music.
kind of music.
Ava asked Jacob about his favorite kind of music. Jacob says he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. What kind of music does Jacob say he likes?
Jacob says he likes all kind of music, but he mostly likes pop,
Jacob
rock,
says
and
he likes
classical.
all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical.
Pop.
Does Jacob mostly like opera and country and western music?
No, Jacob says he likes all kind of music, but he mostly likes pop,
Jacob
rock,
says he
and
likes
classical.
all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. Does Jacob tell Ava what kind of music he hates?
No. Jacob says he likes all
No,
kind of
Jacob
music.
says he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes
all
pop,
kind of music.
rock, and classical. Ava has tickets to a show. What kind of tickets does Ava have?
Tickets to a show. Ava has tickets to
a show.
and
Ava
invites
has
Jacob
tickets
to go
to a
with
show
her
and
to the
invites
show.
Jacob to go with her to the show. Does Ava invite Jeremy to the movies?
No, Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show.
No, Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show.
To go with her.
Does Ava have tickets?
Yes, Ava has tickets to the show and invites Jacob to go with her to the
Yes,
show.
Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show. She invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Who invites Jacob to go with her to the show?
Eva. Eva invites Jacob to go with her to the show.
Ava. Ava invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Ava invites him to go to the show with her. Where does Ava invite Jacob to go?
The show. She invites Jacob to go to the show with her.
The show. She invites Jacob to go to the show with her. Does she invite Mark to go to the show with her?
No, she doesn't invite Mark. She invites Jacob to go to the show with her.
No, she doesn't invite Mark. She invites Jacob to go to the show with her. Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. What does Jacob ask?
What kind of music the show has? Jacob asks.
What kind of music the show has? Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. Does Jacob ask what kind of music the show has?
Yes, Jacob asks what kind of music the show has.
Yes, Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. He asks what kind of music the show has. Does he ask what kind of food the show has?
No, she doesn't. Ask what kind of music.
No, he doesn't ask what kind of food the show has. He asks what kind of music the show has. Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Does Ava tell Jacob the kind of music and location?
Yes, I will tell him it's rock and it's Lincoln Park.
Yes, Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Who tells Jacob it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park?
No, it isn't in Lincoln Park. The show is in
Ava. Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Does Ava tell Jacob the show is in Jackson Park? No, it isn't in Jackson Park. The show isn't in Jackson Park. Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Jacob asks what time the show takes place. What does Jacob ask about the show?
Jacob asks what time the show takes place.
Jacob asks what time the show takes place. He asks what time the show takes place. Does Jacob ask who is performing at the show?
No. Jacob asks what time the show takes place.
No. Jacob doesn't ask who is performing at the show. Jacob asks what time the show takes place. Does Jacob ask where the show takes place?
No. Jacob asks what time the show takes place.
No, he doesn't ask where the show takes place. Jacob asks what time the show takes place. Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m. When does Ava tell Jacob the show starts?
At 7 p.m. Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m.
At 7 p.m. Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m. Ava tells him the show starts at 7 p.m. Does Jacob tell Ava the show starts at 7 p.m.?
No, Jacob doesn't tell Ava that show starts at 7 p.m.
No, Jacob doesn't tell Ava that the show starts at 7 p.m. Ava tells Jacob the show starts at 7 p.m. Who does Ava tell it's at 7 p.m.?
Jacob. I tell Jacob.
Jacob. Ava tells Jacob it's at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Is the show at 7 p.m.?
Yes, Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m.
Yes, Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m. Jacob says he would like to go. How does Jacob answer to Ava?
Jacob say he'd like go to and suggest
Jacob says he'd like to go and suggests that they have dinner first. He says he'd like to go and suggests they have dinner first. Does Jacob say he would like to stay?
No, Jacob doesn't say he would like to stay.
No,
He say he
Jacob doesn't say he would like to stay. He says he would like to go.
To go. Would like to go.
Where would Jacob like to go?
So, Jacob would like to go to the show.
The show. Jacob would like to go to the show. He would like to go to the music show. Who says he'd like to go?
Jacob. Jacob say he would like to go. He say he would like to go.
Jacob. Jacob says he would like to go. He says he would like to go. He suggests they have dinner first. What does Jacob suggest?
He suggests they have dinner first.
He suggests they have dinner first. Jacob suggests they have dinner first.
Dinner first. Dinner.
Does he suggest they would have dinner later?
No. He suggests they have dinner first.
No, he doesn't suggest they have dinner later. He suggests they have dinner first.
Dinner.
What does Jacob suggest they would do?
They have dinner first.
They have dinner first. Jacob suggests they have dinner first. Ava thinks that is a good idea. What does Ava think?
Dinner is a good idea.
Dinner is a good idea. Ava thinks that it is a good idea. Does Ava think dinner is a bad idea?
No. Everything is a good idea.
No, Ava doesn't think dinner is a bad idea. Ava thinks that it is a good idea. What does Ava tell Jacob about having dinner?
Ava thinks that is a good idea.
Ava thinks that is a good idea. Ava tells Jacob that it is a good idea. Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. What does Jacob suggest to Ava?
Jacob said there is a restaurant across the street from
Jacob
his
suggests they
apartment.
eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. He suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. Does Jacob suggest they have dinner at the Hilton Hotel?
No. Jacob suggests there is a restaurant across the
No,
street
Jacob
from
doesn't
his
suggest they have
apartment.
dinner at the Hilton Hotel. He suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment.
From his apartment.
Where does Jacob suggest they have dinner?
At the restaurant across the street from his
Jacob suggests they
apartment.
eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment.
Apartment. Oh.
Ava likes the idea and thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Does Ava want to have dinner with Jacob?
Yes, I would like the idea and think this to know where is the restaurant
Yes,
is.
Ava likes the idea and thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Does Ava know where the restaurant is?
Yes, she thinks she knows where the restaurant is.
Yes, she thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Ava thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Does Ava know the restaurant's location?
Yes, she thinks she knows where the restaurant is.
Yes, she thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location. What does Jacob tell Ava about the directions?
Jacob tells he's right about the restaurant's location.
Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location. Does Jacob tell her she's wrong about the restaurant's location?
No. tell her that she's right about the restaurant's location.
No, Jacob doesn't tell her she's wrong about a restaurant's location. He tells her that she's right about the restaurant's location. Who tells Ava she's right about the restaurant's location?
Jacob. Jacob tell her.
Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location. He tells her that she's right about the restaurant's location.